was supposed to stop or yield to the emergency vehicles. One truck did not stop, did not yield to the emergency vehicles as he was coming on to the heading southbound. And the officer saw that, tried to maneuver his motorcycle, to avoid being struck by the truck. And because of the road conditions and just everything involved, he lost control of his motorcycle, and the motorcycle, he got ejected from the motorcycle, actually ended up underneath the oncoming traffic, the truck that was going northbound on Somerset Road. That person did stop. He's being interviewed by our traffic investigations unit. Our traffic investigations unit made the location. They're taking measurements and starting their investigation. The officer was taken to a local hospital. He's alert. He's talking to doctors and our family assistance officers that are at the hospital with him. He is pretty banged up. I think he had a pretty bad laceration to his knee. He complained of some back injuries. But the important thing here to take away from this is to traffic. When you see lights, emergency vehicles, whether it's a funeral procession, whether we're running code to a location, yield to emergency vehicles, fire, EMS, police. It takes yield to the right. It takes a few minutes to slow your commute wherever you're going down. Be alert. Stop. Don't text and drive. Be alert of your surroundings when you're operating your motor vehicle, and this kind of stuff. This is something that could have been easily avoided today. Again, thank goodness that the officer is going to be okay. He's banged up. He's going to be out for a while, but he's going to be back on duty in no time. But we just want to make that message out to the public. When you see lights, a lot of times you don't hear the sirens because it's coming on traffic, or you maybe have your radio on, but the lights, you can see them. So yield to emergency vehicles when you're driving. Any questions?
Sergeant, did the truck actually, just to be clear, hit the officer or clip the officer, and what kind of truck was it? Was it one of the work?
It was a pickup truck. I don't know the make or model of it. Older pickup truck. I don't believe the bike did hit a vehicle, but I think the officer was already ejected from the bike. He flew off the bike.
Pickup truck didn't take him under. He didn't go under.
He did go under the truck. He ended up under the truck. He got some road rash. Again, his knee is banged up. I don't know if it's right or left, but he is a little banged up.
But just to clarify, the pickup truck did not make contact with the motorcycle before he fell off.
So that's all under investigation. But from what I was told, it appears that he, when trying to avoid the oncoming traffic, corrected, and because of the road conditions, he was ejected from the bike prior to colliding with the vehicle.
Is the road actually, does it come down to just one lane of traffic? Was that the situation?
So it's two lanes going north and south, but it's on depending on what side, it's on one side of the road. So as you can see, they're doing road work on the eastbound side of the road. So this happened on the west side of the road that's north and southbound.
Can you do some Spanish real quick?
Sure. Esta mañana, ya después de las 10 de la mañana, oficiales que no estaban on duty, estaban en su trabajo extras, estaban haciendo una procesión de un funeral. Estaban viajando sur en el Somerset, y uno de los oficiales que estaba detrás de la procesión fue estaba yendo adelante de la procesión. Una camioneta que estaba viajando al norte no paró, y el oficial que estaba en la motocicleta vio que la camioneta estaba viniendo para él. Trató de no pegar la camioneta y fue a la derecha, pero las condiciones de la carretera están un poco mal, y perdió su control de su motocicleta y fue tirado de la motocicleta. La camioneta sí paró, pero el oficial fue debajo de la camioneta, pero está su rodilla está un poco, tiene está herida en la rodilla, y su espalda está un poco herido, pero va a estar bien. El mensaje es que cuando estás manejando su vehículo y ves luces roja y azul, puede ser policía, puede ser bomberos o EMS, por favor paren, slow down y vueltan a la derecha para yield al emergency vehicles que están viniendo. Esto es algo que se podía prevenir para no pasar hoy.
Dices que fue lanzado de la bicicleta y cayó abajo de una camioneta.
Cayó, sí, sí, cayó debajo de la motocicleta, fue tirado de la motocicleta y he ended up debajo de la camioneta. Cayó abajo de la camioneta, sí.
¿Y él fue la única persona transportada?
Sí, nada más tenemos un oficial que fue transportado.
Yo sé que esto es hoy, pero hace un año o dos hubo un accidente similar con la misma ocasión de un off-duty cop que estaba dando de nuevo otro procession y acá fue arrollado. ¿Esto es algo peligroso en esta área?
Bueno, yo creo que en esta área, porque están haciendo tanta construcción aquí en esta calle, es una carretera parece de 4 vías, pero ahora nada más está en dos vías, una al norte y una al sur. So, mucho tráfico viene por aquí. Todo eso es razones para estar vigilante cuando estás manejando y no hagan textos cuando están manejando. Viajan están alertos para poder manejar con cuidado.
Sé que dijo que estaba bajo investigación, pero va a haber cargos pendientes.
Eso todavía no sabemos. Okay. Any other question?
Can you tell us how long the officer has been on the force?
He's been on almost 4 years on our department. He does have prior law enforcement experience with a different agency, but with SAPD he's been on about almost 4 years.
And so you are saying that the road construction had something to do with this incident?
So this is again a 4-lane road, right? 2 northbound, 2 southbound, but because of construction it's been narrowed to 2 lanes, 1 north and 1 south. So the road conditions, all that kind of comes into account. The main takeaway is, regardless of the road conditions, if you see an emergency vehicle, yield the right of way to the emergency vehicles.
I just have a clarifying question. So
Sure.
when the officer is trying to get to the front of the procession, was he traveling in the other lane?
He was traveling in the north. They're going southbound. He was traveling in the northbound lanes on the right side of the northbound lanes to get ahead of the oncoming, or to get ahead of the procession. There was an officer at the head of the procession that was directing vehicles to move to the right and to slow down. And so this vehicle did not yield the right, and that's what we ended up with that position today.
So these two were basically head on with each other. Is that right? The motorcycle
Yes.
officer and the truck.
Yes.
Can you tell me just a little bit more about that? How far apart were they, and how did the truck just not see the officer coming right at it?
So our traffic investigations unit is on scene and they're taking measurements. I don't have the distance and speed and all that, but they'll be able to calculate all that. We just don't have that right now. Okay?
And we don't have any charges of the...
Again, this is all under investigation. So at this point, I don't know if there'll be any charges. The driver of the truck did stay and he's cooperating with our investigators. So we'll just kind of see what happens at this point.
Was it just one driver in the truck?
There was one occupant in that truck.
Male driver?
About how old was the driver? Do you know?
I don't have that information. So
Male?
male driver. Yep.
Elder.
Older.
driver.
Elder. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you.
Sorry for keeping you waiting, guys.
No, thank you. We appreciate you.
And then we're gonna open up the road. So watch out with the traffic.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.